Where's Nate?
Here.
Brother. We're not doing it, we don't do
Oh,
the
okay.
page
My
here.
bad.
We're gonna, I was looking around the room, I guess we're gonna, Ashton went to church Sunday.
I did.
Alright, we're gonna get Ashton to open us up in prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for letting us gather here today and let your will be done in our actions and let us project your Christ out into the public and be with us as we go from here. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Councilman Fowler. Alright, so we took number one off.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so we'll go on to number two on the work session agenda. It says discussion that is necessary by Lieutenant Renee Cummins, Sylacauga Police Department to apply for the Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant. You wanna come up to the, podium, Lieutenant Cummins?
Madam President, I had to go ahead and apply for the grant because the deadline was the 15th. This is a reimbursement grant, it's the same grant that I apply for every year. It's a reimbursement grant through the state of Alabama. This year, used to be $24,000, they've actually went up to $50,000. First person ever said they did here. What the police department is going to purchase with this grant is the upgraded taser system. They no longer maintain the tasers we currently carry. I purchased those tasers off the Burn Jack grant back in 2017. They are currently 7 years old. They have 24 of them. 4 of them are not in operation anymore. We can no longer even purchase cartridges for them. Taser doesn't do the batteries nor the cartridges for them, so that means we're gonna have to find a different system anyway. The cost of this system is $148,000. I believe y'all have the paperwork there in front of you. 145, I'm sorry, 593. They have broken out a contract for us. It should have the Axon on it, it should be on your tablet. We're wanting to purchase 32, so that way each shift has a taser. This new taser system actually deploys 2 systems. The first one, once it's deployed, if you actually have a miss to where it's not actually doing the job, you immediately have access to a second discharge, so that way you can use the system as it should be used. They've got it to where we do 50,000 the first year, and then after that, it would be 25,000 for each year after that.
Is that for maintenance and is that for maintenance and replacement?
Yes, it covers everything. If they discharge it, the cartridge, even in training, they replace it free of charge. We no longer have to purchase those cartridges as we use them.
How much do they cost, like if we don't do this, so how much is it to just buy one and then replace a cartridge? I'm just asking, 'cause I know you said it's 25,000 annually.
Each one, let's see, they get broken down, let me flip back to it.
I'm just trying to see if it's, you know what I'm saying,
If it's cost effective,
yes.
they don't offer a package where it's not under warranty. This is something that Taser has come up with, similar to systems with body camera systems, those that will not allow you to store the data themselves. They keep it in the cloud. This is the same thing, is something that they do, is their contract with it. They actually have a newest system called the Taser 10, where they deploy even more at one time. But this would be effective enough for us to be able to use. That is to get 3 officers certified as instructors on it. That's the new training equipment that it goes with, and all the training departments. So anything and everything we need, whether, say for instance, we had an officer that was run over one night, if the taser was damaged, they replace it free of charge. If one gets dropped into the water or just quits functioning, they replace it free of charge.
So not really free of charge, it's kinda like we're buying
We're
insurance.
paying it
Okay.
upfront, yes. But we're not any additional costs.
So the grant, if granted, is it a full coverage, a match, what is that?
Well, the way I've written the grant, because it is broken down into 5 years and they only do 50,000 and the cost of this is 145, is I put 50,000 for the max, which is the max that they're gonna allow for the grant award. And then after that, it would be considered a $95,000 match. But we've got 4 years to pay that out of.
Okay.
So it would be broken down into 4 years of payments. So it would be a line item each year of 25,000.
2 more questions, I was gonna say 1, but 2 more. How often do you guys train with the tasers
Every
in,
year.
Okay, so is there a number on how many we can get replaced or recharged? I know that's wrong. Is there a cap on how many they can do a year?
I'm not sure what you're asking me.
So,
How many they
so-
can replace per year?
Yeah.
Is it
32 units. If we
Oh,
purchase
so-
32, they'll replace 32.
Oh, okay, so like if everybody used their, taser that year, everybody get at least one replacement per year? Okay, or if somebody used
As
their.
many
twen-
times,
okay.
long as it's paid for, it's a 5-year agreement. So for 5 years, whatever happens to them, each taser deployment, you get a new cartridge,
Okay,
every single time for 5 years.
Chief Mears, I'm gonna assume you're okay with this. I'm good.
y'all have any questions?
It's a necessity, you have to have
Yes,
it.
it is a necessity, and what I was gonna say is if we're not awarded this grant, just to give you a heads up, we have 8 cartridges left in our police department. This year alone, we have deployed drawn the weapon 9 times, because it is a secondary weapon. Non-lethal, 7 deployments. There were 2 of them that did not work, the others did work, and 0 injuries from these. And we use the yellow, they're included, you see them on their vest. That in itself is a deterrent.
So even if we don't, so if something happens and we don't get awarded this grant, we need to,
Have a minimum of by February come up with at least 50,000, because we can't even purchase any more cartridges for them, and we've only got 8 left.
okay, that makes sense.
Do the ones you have expire? Is there a,
Well, the batteries expire on them, there's no expiration on them, but once these batteries run down, Taser doesn't make batteries for them, so you can buy off-brand battery replacements, but you can't they're not backed by Taser, so there's no way that you would know if they were actually gonna function, there's no backing.
So you wasted the cartridge?
Yes,
Usually it'd be too late to find out.
yes.
And when will you know, when will you have an answer on this?
They will award it sometime in January, normally around mid to January 31st.
Okay.
So that gives you a little time to prepare for it.
Alright, well, sounds like the mayor said, it is a necessity, I think it is something we wanna take advantage of.
Or we're gonna have to buy them if we don't get the grant.
Yes, yes. We'll be coming back to request that, yes.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant Cummings, we appreciate you coming to explain it to us.
You're very welcome. And one more thing, I don't know if the public is aware of it, we have been putting it on the Facebook page. It's that time of year again, and we take donations to purchase Christmas gifts for children that are in DHR custody. So if any of you would like to help out, you can get those donations and make the checks out to the Sylacauga Police Officers Fund. And we take those funds and we purchase those gifts for those children, and DHR comes and picks them up and issues those gifts out. So if you know of anybody interested, or if you yourself would like to purchase one of those gifts, just send me an email. I'd be more than happy to send you the information, or you can follow us on Facebook. It has everything on it.
is there a number of gifts you expect to provide this season?
No, they do it pretty much by child and what that child's wishes are. So some of the items can be fairly expensive, and we always use the Sylacauga Police Officers Fund in the donations, which the Sylacauga Police Officers Fund, we donate to it out of each check, each officer does.
Is there
And
a number-
also the
is there a number-
funds.
Is there a number of children you hope to be able to provide for?
Right now, we have 6 names, but usually every year, the funds that we have come in, we get to provide for much more.
Well, hopefully, I think our ratings are pretty high right now, so hopefully a lot of people, will
I
see
sure
this
hope so.
and donations will start, flowing in.
We need the funds at least by, Thanksgiving weekend, so we can have the gifts purchased and turned in by the 1st of December. So keep that in mind. But if you have any questions, more than welcome to contact me at the police department for further information.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Alright, so we'll go on to the next item, discussion that is necessary by the mayor's administrative assistant, Cassie Epperson, to authorize the mayor to sign necessary documents of an agreement contract with IMVIZE to conduct the necessary bills, repairs, or adjustments to address the UKG issues with the Alabama tax laws and the public safety overtime period. Hey Cassie.
Hello. So I do apologize, those records are not in yet. I did reach out to them, we're expecting the scope of work and estimate any time. So that was one of the requests that I made, to go ahead and get up before the council, so we can streamline it and hopefully not have a delay getting the document signed and getting the project started.
So is this just like some stuff that's going on with the system as far as updates on their side?
So when the the state of Alabama changed their overtime tax laws, did the 40 hours and that sort of thing, effective January 1 of this year. We've been having to manually do the police and fire payroll overtime calculations because it was not compatible with the system.
But why are we doing it now? You said it doesn't change until January the first? You
Now,
said
it's already been in effect since
So we've
January.
been doing it for 11 months. We've been manually doing it for 11 months.
So this would be the cost to get that fix implemented, and then, of course, the payroll process will be a whole lot more streamlined.
Any contractor agreement or anything that needs to be signed?
That's what it'll be a contract for services for the scope.
Well, that's not in here.
It's not.
So how are we gonna vote on something we don't have it?
That's what
That's what I started with. We are expecting it any time to come in.
And she wanted to go ahead and have it on here just in case it came in.
Do you have a cost estimate, ballpark?
When they
There's not a
costed it
cost
out
in
to
it.
us before, it was about 2,500. But we went in depth in the scoping call this time to make sure that it's gonna cover everything we need it to cover. And so I don't know, it may be the same and it may be different.
So why do we have to pay for it if they decided to upgrade it and?
So when we were building everything out, that was made, and we went into our dual punch phase in October, came out of everything in November. When they built everything, that was in May before Alabama had instituted this change. So basically, it's not a change that UKG has requested, it's a change specific to us, and we requested. They did go in and make a fix for all of the standard 40-hour-week employees, and that's working correctly.
So how long you been waiting for them to get this contract in? Cause I mean, if we've been doing it manually for this long, so.
So we had scoped it at the beginning part of the year, but we didn't have any funds to pay for that. So when we budgeted it for this year in the professional services line, and
So you knew it was coming?
yes. So we budgeted it out that amount, in the professional services line, and I have had the initial call, the scoping call, which is the lengthy one, and then the next step is they'll provide us the scoping document, which explains all the work and what the cost is.
Next time, Cassie, maybe you guys should come to the council before, because
Absolutely.
you shouldn't have waited this long. I mean, I just couldn't imagine the amount of work you guys have been having to do this manually. This is something that I feel is important. Next time, don't wait this long. Don't wait till next budget cycle. Just,
The problem was, we purchased it, it was fine, until the House and the Senate changed the rules, they would not tax any overtime.
11 months
That's
ago.
what happened, and this system is not built to look at the non-payment of taxes.
Yeah, I
So
understand.
that's the thing we have to add to it.
Yeah, I understand that, but next time, don't wait, so long. Let's go ahead and just get these things addressed when they come, because this isn't something we could have predicted, or, you didn't know was gonna happen. Just next time, don't wait so long.
So initially in January, February, and March, I have been working for hours for UKG to try and get a fix implemented. And it was March, April-ish, when they realized that they could get everything up to the police and fire because of their 21 and 28 day periods fixed, and they gave us the proposal in June.
We
So
can't
that was during the
vote on this.
budget.
I can't vote on this tonight.
Right, so you went into it fixing it with UKG, and you did fix all the 40-hour work week employees. So I get what you're saying, you kinda got there in June and saw, all right, we can't fix these other two departments, so now what?
Exactly. So by the time we were in June, we were turning in budget requests for the next fiscal year.
But I would, if I vote on anything, I would like to have a number.
I'm
Yes,
gonna,
I agree with you completely.
I'm not gonna be able to vote on this without, number one, we haven't seen the agreement, we're authorizing somebody to sign it. Number two, we don't have a dollar amount, so I won't be able to vote on this tonight.
But this is what's gonna happen. So if she gets this contract tomorrow, then, cause this is something, well, I mean, we've been doing it this long, so another 2 weeks ain't gonna matter, is it?
Respectfully, if we can just table it to the next meeting and have it on the agenda for the next.
And if we've
meeting.
got a
You put it on here in case you got that.
Yeah.
I was expecting to have. it.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll take number 15 off, and as soon as you get the proposal, just go ahead and email it out to us, so we can go ahead and take a look at it, and then we'll just, put it on the agenda in 2 weeks. Thanks, Cassie.
Thank you.
Do we need to discuss it again in 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, we don't know what the dollar amount is, just the dollar amount, and the reason why it's that amount.
And the agreement, of course.
So, yes.
Alright, so number, Number 4, discussion that is necessary by Stephanie Engel, animal shelter manager, regarding using restricted funds for spay and neutering totaling $17,314 and veterinary services totaling $1,327. Hey Stephanie, how are you tonight?
Hi, how's everybody?
Good. Alright, so tell us what you got going on, Miss Stephanie.
So, because of the, fundraising effort a year ago by Toyota, a lot of people have followed suit, and it's been a really wonderful experience. We've had other companies step up, and a lot of individuals step up, so we've raised, roughly $24,292. Of that amount, I need to go ahead and take the $17,314, so that a county can use that money to pay for incoming bills for spay and neuter of animals.
So is that how it works?
Yes, she has to request.
She has to request
I have
it,
to request
and you
it.
guys approve it, and then once it's approved, then we can approve purchase orders, which she's been doing.
So we're just approving purchase orders for up to this amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And
alright.
anything that goes above that amount, you know, she'll have to come back to the city council.
And you've already gotten this stuff pricing, you know how many you wanna do in a certain period of time,
Yeah,
okay?
and then the same for the next line, which is, veterinary services, and this is, for things that we don't anticipate, you know, like an animal comes in, it needs an x-ray, something like that, so we have to rush the animal to a local vet for additional care, and or meds that we may need that we don't have in-house.
So how did you come up with this is an odd number?
Well, I haven't raised that much in this category, so I've raised, just under, I don't know, 1,900. So this is roughly what we spend on medication quarterly. So this amount, you know, if we have it to apply toward unforeseen issues that arise, then they can pay the bills.
Miss
Okay.
Miss Stephanie, didn't we waive the adoption fees last meeting?
Yes, you can.
And that was supposed to go into helping this, spay neuter, correct? That's what those go to usually? Those
That's
funds?
what the adoption fee goes to normally, yeah.
Okay, so, you see, that's what I was talking about last meeting, we kinda waived it, the money, and now we're requesting more money for that same thing.
That's why, this money's in her budget. This is,
No, the money is not in her budget, the money is in the bank account that we set up for just
Yeah.
donations.
she already has this money, we're not, yeah. She just has to come to us to get access to it,
What we in the accounting and finance office would request respectfully, is one purchase order for that total amount be done.
Why do we,
Instead of 50,000 purchase orders, because we have to keep track of them manually.
why do we have to get, this is what I'm confused on, and y'all correct me if I sound crazy. Why does she have to come get a purchase order if it's already her money in her budget? I thought we just needed to,
This
It's
is
like
restricted
the
money.
same thing with the court, it's restricted
Ah.
money, so
Restricted.
if Judge Ford wants to spend any money from his restricted account, he's gotta come and get you guys on board.
okay, so that's why, cause that's why I was confused. So both of these dollar amounts are coming out of that restricted fund?
That's
That's
correct.
correct.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, and then you have y'all good with that one?
Yes.
Okay, and then you have another one, number 10, it says discussion that is necessary by Stephanie Engel, animal shelter manager, regarding capital purchase for kennel reconfiguration. And this is for inside or outside, Ms. Stephanie?
It's for outside, but to be honest with you, I think what I need to do is actually table that. I've talked to one contractor and he did not follow the entire scope, he did not provide pricing for the entire scope. I have another contractor that gave me a great price, but they have not responded to any emails or phone calls or questions I have about their pricing. That is incredibly good. And then the other gentleman, called me and said, you know, I'm kind of concerned that things may have changed price-wise, because I gave you that quote 6 months ago. So he would like to have an opportunity to look at the numbers again. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to table it for a couple of weeks.
Next.
Yeah, and I got a question, I know you gotta get some stuff done to some of your kennels on the inside too, though, right? Is that a part of this? That's what I thought I was gonna see on here, so
No,
are
we
you?
actually had, previously, we had a lot of people step up, through the Douglases and Sylacauga Pickle Club guys. They all came with portable welders, and they knocked out a bunch of those gates. We have probably a handful, Clerk Lambert came out with some folks, I think we have like 4 that are in dire need of repair, and the outside play yard, that was donated to us several years ago. Yeah, some dogs, I mean, it's crazy, they use their heads like bulldozers, and they literally plow through the bottom and just push the fencing up. It doesn't matter if it's 9 gauge, 6 gauge, they find a way to do it.
Wow. So will that be a part of this? Are you gonna, get that taken care of
I
as well,
can
those
look
inside
at it,
gates?
and that would be additional, yeah, I can look at that.
I'm saying if, especially if you're already, I mean, if it's a need, wanna make sure we, try to address it as best we
Yeah,
can.
it's hard because we do spend a lot of time chasing animals that find a way to climb out or push through.
And that's a security issue not only for the animals, but for you guys as well.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll table this to next time, and then you'll also have some numbers.
Pricing for that.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so thank you, Ms. Stephanie.
You're welcome.
All right, number 5, discussion that is necessary by Reed Calfee, Street Superintendent, regarding a merit increase for Wade Fuller for completing ADM's Visible Emissions Program certification from SDD 1, Step 8 at $20.96 an hour to SDD-1, Step 9 to $21.38 an hour. And Reed, I know you're not gonna come to the microphone, are you? This is just, like part of the education, stuff that we implemented. He got his certification and he's asking to be compensated for it, correct?
He has to get recertified every 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Very rigorous. I have to go to Montgomery and then California.
So will he get a raise every 6 months?
No, this is one time deal.
Oh, so this is the first time he's gotten it and he has to go every 6 months, so we're gonna compensate him for getting this.
This is one time.
This is part of, okay, that makes sense. All right, y'all have any questions on this?
How many other people, Reed, do you have getting this certification? Just one in the whole department?
Right.
Thank you.
All right, you got any questions for us? You good?
No.
All right. Okay, next item, discussion that is necessary by City Council President Tiffany Nix to transfer funds for the municipal pool redevelopment from the general fund to the capital improvement funding totaling $1,500,000, and then I said I had an idea, and it's written on here like.
We see you out there.
That's what I was questioning.
So this is my idea, and that's what I was saying, we have to decide. So we got a price on it, and Steve is here as well, Ryan can't be here, but Steve is here. Me, Ashley, Steve, Alex, and Ryan had a meeting last week about this, and I think the most expensive part of this was the bathrooms, correct, Steve?
It was definitely the bathrooms and then the LED lighting for the courts and
Yes.
things.
And this, I can't even talk, I'm a little embarrassed, after I read this. But this is a little more than what the project is gonna cost. But we wanted to put a contingency in there just in case, and we knew not to go over, because I think it was 1.2.
It's 1.2, but that's considering that we give them a blank construction pad, and there's going to be costs incurred, and Mr. Calfee helps us to tear down the building, fill in the pool, we're going to buy materials, the aggregate to fill the pool in, and obviously, we're gonna have to pay to haul some of the wood and stuff off from the existing building, so that gave us a cushion to know that we wouldn't have to come back and ask for more money as the project.
And also too, there's also a contingency on the, recreation center stuff too. What was that dollar amount? That hopefully if everything goes well, we'll have some money left over out of that, that bond money?
He said it was 10%, so it's roughly $2.8 million.
So I learned that last week as well. But this is, the price that we got back, the quote that we got back, it is 1.2, and that's with us doing some of the work in-house, that's with everything being exactly the way, it needs to be for those pickleball courts, and that's the bathrooms, that's everything.
Steve, when me and you talked about 2 weeks ago, we didn't think it was gonna come in at a meeting. What happened?
We didn't, as you know, state bid law prohibits us from being able to subcontract a lot of things ourselves.
So we can't do the bathrooms and stuff like we thought we
You turn
could.
this over to architects and engineers and all these things, you know, the price basically triples, is what happens.
So all we do is fill it in and do what we can do and move on.
We can give them a clean construction pad, which they said it's gonna save around $300,000, and then from there, we turn the project over.
Are bathrooms required?
Bathrooms are required because it's an LWCF park, you have to have ADA restrooms.
Does it have to be 2 bathrooms, or can it be a?
It actually has to be 4 bathrooms based on the amount of people who are allowed, who can fit in that park at one time.
And let's keep in mind too, the LWCF, I always say this wrong, they've already accepted this plan. And I thought it was gonna be a little cheaper too, but after being in the meeting, Ashton
Well,
was,
I'm all for this, council, and we all know something's gotta be done there because of this LWCF grant. But I'm gonna encourage all of you, we need to stop spending as of tonight. We need to slow down just a little bit.
so you wanna cut payroll too?
Don't tempt me, don't tempt me.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we have spent a lot of money over the last couple of months, and it's been good
But we
progress.
plan for it too, no, that's what we keep forgetting, all these things that we've spent, and we can get like, and I'm not trying to cut you off, we can get a list of everything that we've purchased. Everything that we've purchased over the last few months, we planned for it, it's because of things that we put in place to get here. And these are things that we need to do, and this is my argument as far as this. People had something to say about the police cars, people had something to say about the, stuff for the fire department, people have had something to say about everything. But stuff like this is what, it's what's gonna serve the citizens. This is what brings a quality of life to the people that actually pay the tax.
I'm not telling you we don't need to do it, I'm just telling you we need to slow down on
And-
spending a
And
little.
we created funding for it, so it's not like it's something
I-
we're spending on.
Yeah.
I hear what we're saying, let's just be mindful as we keep going on what we're spending on.
I mean, we will, but also keep in mind that we plan for this.
You ain't heard me yet. You ain't
I
heard me.
hear you.
Move on, I'm
But
good.
But that's the whole point in planning, when you plan, when you put some money aside, or you create a
Or find
circumstance. Yeah, or find the money, or you create a circumstance to do something, now you got me sounding like you, but we planned for this was the goal. So, I don't have an issue with it,
I know my constituents have really been grateful that we're moving the city forward with our recreational
Yeah.
department.
And-
They're very excited
and the
about
kids
it.
are excited too, not only the kids, the grown-ups, but this is what brings this is what quality of life is in Sylacauga. I think this is gonna get everybody excited, we're gonna have so much construction going on next year, we're gonna have to put signs up all over Sylacauga to tell people pardon our progress, so, I'm excited. So, I'm
You
good
got
with,
budget for those signs?
I have. Alright, y'all, any questions, Ashton, you good?
I'm good with it.
Lawrence, please, we good? Okay. Alright, mark it off. Alex, put on the next agenda the budget for those pardon our progress signs. Alright, number 7, discussion that is necessary by City Clerk Treasurer Alexandria Lambert to declare various computer equipment and software from city inventory as surplus property and authorize disposal on govdeals.com, online auction, or other appropriate means. Alex?
So, we've been going through our computer room now that we have Ameritech, and they're also installing the new computers. With those new computers and everything in the computer room, there are things in there from 2017. We're asking the council if we can dispose of them accordingly, once Ameritech reviews them, which they have, and give them to Ed so he can put them on govdeals.com.
Have we, you were excited about that. Have we got all the rotation with the new computers and everybody getting an update computer? Has that been taken care of?
We purchased them all, they're all, in the city clerk's office, and every Tuesday and Thursday, Ameritech comes down and they do computers, they're working on the police departments right now.
Okay, alright, well, sounds good, I don't have an issue with that. Alright, so the next one is also yours, Alex, discussion that is necessary by Alexandria Lambert, City Clerk Treasurer, to amend the 2024 holiday schedule, and we talked about this.
We did talk about it, I just wanna let everybody know that we did make the change, for the 2024 would be Christmas, December 24th,
25th.
and the 25th, yes. I was thinking Christmas was on the 23rd, so I was confused, I'm sorry. So yes, December 24th and 25th, which is a Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay, alright, so the next, item, this one is yours, Alex, discussion that is necessary by Alexandria Lambert, City Clerk Treasurer, regarding the 2025 holiday and City Council schedule, meeting schedule.
Alex, back to the last one, what was it originally?
It was
wasn't,
originally Christmas Day and the day after,
we were gonna change it to before.
Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
I thought, I'm confused, oh, that's what it was at first,
You know,
we
everybody
changed it
got
to
worked
Christmas,
up.
okay, we
Yes.
changed it to, okay, alright,
So the next one is calendar year 25. We changed it from the 25th and the 26th to a half a day on December 24th, that's Christmas Eve, and the 25th and the 26th, because the 26th is a Friday.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, me too, that's nice. Alright, is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
Alex, I need I need the folder, it has my notes on it
No, it doesn't. Oh, wait a minute, no.
and my agenda.
We don't have to, agenda this time.
I'm just getting this street all the way
We'll do
around.
better.
Alright, so I got this one, I just wanted to make sure I had some notes, I think we covered everything. Is Win here?
Yeah, he's sitting behind Rhonda.
Hey, Win, I know we had to, how close are you with those, the Little League, contracts? I know they end tomorrow.
I have not been able to talk to anybody with baseball boards yet.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I have tried. And the other one is, the girls is okay.
Okay, so we just
I
gotta,
was trying to get the information from Michelle about how many, that it was only gonna be 1 year, and she hasn't called me back on that. That's y'all's decision, not hers.
okay, well, I mean, we wanna make sure we
Yeah.
talk to them, just try to reach back out to them again and just let me know if you get somebody.
Yeah, I've
Cause,
tried to reach out the last 2 days.
She's been sick, the baseball side's been not feeling well.
is there any, like, who's taking her place? 'Cause these contracts are over tomorrow.
She's working on it, I know she was working on, I think Wynn had reached out to her and she was working on it, so.
Who is she?
I couldn't hear what Laura said.
He can't hear you.
Miss Plexico.
So Shannon's out.
She's the contact for the boys.
Okay, well, will you
And I
text
don't know if
Shannon
she-
and let her
she's
know,
still
and
out
remind her
sick.
that these contracts are up,
She's fine.
they end tomorrow?
She back at work? Oh.
She came back
Yeah.
in today.
Okay, just text her so she can get with Wayne and we can, get everything updated. Mayor, I know what I was gonna ask you, some people had been calling me, we were asking like the work we got going on outside, so can you give us an update on that? How much longer you think we got?
Alex will fill you in on that, as part of the building, it's in her job description.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alex, can you give us an update on the, construction that's going on outside?
Yes, ma'am, I can. So, we now have water back. There was a few leaks once we replaced the pipe, so we have water back on the facility. Southern Electrical Company, they were called to fix the electricity because the sprinkler system was, tore up and some of the wires were tore up. So Southern Electrical is fixing the electricity right now. They have repaired it downstairs, where we park. And out front is still not fixed yet, but they're estimating that it'll be fixed on Friday. Once it's fixed, we'll go with Brooks and Son to clean it up, make it look pretty, put the concrete down again. And then this spring, we will get with somebody, as far as sod.
So how long you think they still have out there? Will it be after the holidays, before Christmas?
It'll be before Christmas, but we'll have electricity for the Christmas tree lighting, and we'll go from there.
But it'll
we
be
should have
accessible,
electricity
when will that be accessible, won't be in that way?
before Christmas, before the new year, is all I can say. We've ran into several issues with the electricity, the plumbing.
Was they just digging and just hit a wire? Did they not call, was it 811 read? 411, 811? To detect where wires were, what we done at school?
So, that's all I have to comment at this time.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Alright, that's all I have.
I got something, and Mr. Mayor, just since the fire chief ain't here, could you get with Nate and ask him when, we might start? I know one time we had talked about, painting our fire hydrants.
Oh, yeah.
Over time, so me and you talked about it a couple of months ago, how they're starting to fade and look bad, they need some
Not
paint.
only that, but the color of the top of the fire the thing shows the pressure of that fire.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, so, and we have them all over town.
They do that.
That's right, the beautification, council is doing a really good job. And with doing, keeping downtown and other areas part, I thought if we could help out with the fire hydrant, that would make our city look that much better, so.
Well, yeah, like I said, they have, the top of it has to be painted.
Yes.
Because it tells the pressure.
Yes, well, there's several of them that all of them
That's
need to be
very important,
painted.
You know, they hook up to it.
Right.
We'll take care of that.
Thanks, Mayor.
Alright, anybody else got anything? You got it? I was asking, anybody else have anything for the work session?
I need to
No, I
take a
wouldn't
few minutes.
recommend, keep, Nate Osgood's, family in his prayers. His wife is dealing with a very unusual blood, red blood count is so low, that having a lot of trouble getting it back.
Yeah.
She's been dealing with this for a while, that's the reason he's been out, but
Okay.
We'll be sure to keep Nate and his family in prayers. Thanks for letting us know that.
I need to look at a resolution, before the council meeting, just to make sure it's worded correctly.
Okay.
I've got a 5-minute break.
Alright, so we'll take a 5-minute break, we'll come back at, 5:41, and when we come back, we will go ahead and start the council meeting. But we're gonna have to skip down past the public hearing, and then we'll come back to the public hearing at 6, we'll go ahead and take care of everything else.